So I want a romantic relationship with a specific person, and I was attracted to him from afar, and I kind of manifested interaction with him by accident, and then but this is before I understood deliberate creation, and then I unmanifested it because I got all freaked out. And then everybody in my life, they were very positive. They're like, oh, I can see you guys together, and then when he manifested away from me, they became very negative and said, you have to forget him, you have to get over it, all this kind of stuff. But my desire is still very strong to align with this person, or an energy that made me feel like I felt interacting with him.
Well, now you've said the perfect thing, because when you say, I want the essence of this person, you go a long way in softening resistance. When you say, I want or need this very person, and at the same time you say, but this very person doesn't seem to want or need me, now you've introduced more than necessary resistance into the vibration. But when you say, I like the way I felt with this one, and I want to continue to remember the essence of what that felt like, and I'm going to keep that vibrational memory alive within me, so universe, bring me that or something that feels just like that. Now there is so much less resistance in that, and the universe can accomplish that relatively quickly for you.
The challenge that I'm feeling about it is I went into complete panic when I got to the doorway with this person. Like got so nervous and shy that I couldn't talk to him, I couldn't interact.
Well, now what that's about, now we talked about this a little bit earlier. That's about your desire being ahead of your vibrational habit. In other words, that's sort of quantum leaping. That's where you've identified something you want and you've kept it alive by thinking about it, and you've asked the universe to deliver it to you before you're really ready for it. And so, and anything like that a lot of you meet your future experiences, but they just sort of bounce off of you because you're not practiced enough in the vibration to really hold them there. But it's wonderful when you do have the experience of them, because that lets you know you're within range. In other words, you would not have the experience at all if you were not somewhere in range. We liked your words very much because you said, I focused upon it purely enough that the universe was able to arrange a rendezvous. But clearly, I was not practiced enough in the vibration to maintain it. And then the idea of it freaked me out so much that I jumped even further out of alignment with it. And then the connection was broken altogether. And we say, but what a wonderful thing to have had that experience and to understand it so clearly. And yet everything that you now want is a byproduct of what you've been living. So now all you have to say is, well, now, given all that I've lived and all that I know and all that I've wanted, what is it that I now want? So just start fresh. Program your guidance system now. What do you now want? You can say it. You can repeat it. You can say, I want the same thing that I had before, but I want a different outcome. In other words...
Right. So it's okay to be specific. I want this person, but now I would like to meet him and have the exchange go this way.
Well, here's the key. You want to be as specific as you can be and still continue to move up the emotional scale. So if you say, when I think about this person, I feel contentment or satisfied. When I think about finding a way to meet him, I feel worried. Well, then that thought didn't serve you. When you say, when I think about finding someone like him, whether it's him or not, just someone that makes me feel good, now I'm more hopeful. When I think about, no, it's got to be this specific one, then I feel more doubtful. So, are you getting the sense of this? In the emotional journey, now we really, really, really want you to hear us when we say, let this be just for a little while, no matter what it is you want, an emotional journey. So if you're not having to figure out how to make it happen, you're just trying to figure out, oh, here, what is it that you really want to make happen? Above all things, I really want to make myself feel as good as I can feel right now. That's what you're trying to make happen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to make myself feel as good as I can feel about this important subject right now. So you just feel around until you feel the thought that feels the best, and when you hook into it, then beat the drum of it. Think about it, pretend it, and then reach for a more specific thought. And if it makes you feel better, then beat the drum of it. But if the more specific thought doesn't feel as good as the more general thought where you were before, then go back to the more general thought. You're not ready to move on to the more specific thought. This is very helpful. Are you getting the sense of this? Be as specific as you can be without introducing unnecessary resistance.
Okay, so when I try to take action in that emotional spectrum, I comfort myself by saying I don't have to do anything. I don't have to put myself in proximity.
Better still, say to yourself, I'm not going to take action until I feel fantastic. Because whenever you take action from a place of trying to make the action make something happen, there's enough resistance in there that the action is just going to backfire.
Right.
You want to take inspired action. In other words, you want to play with this in your mind until it just feels like the next logical step. And when it feels like the next logical step, the action will happen. You'll just find yourself inspired to take the action. Or, as our friend before you, you won't even need to take the action. The action will be taken and you'll just be there observing it happening.
Right. Thank you.
Yes.